Hey YouTube, welcome back to a brand new Animal Crossing New Horizons video. Today we are taking a look at the autumn season and all the tree bounty items now available to craft in New Horizons. We'll go over everything you need to know, so without further ado, let's get straight into today's video. So today marks the start of the autumn season for the Northern Hemisphere and brings with it a bunch of seasonal changes. One of the most significant changes is of course the brand new crafting materials and their corresponding DIY recipes. Starting from the 1st of September, all new acorns and pine cones will begin spawning inside trees all across our islands. Acorns can be found in all hardwood trees including fruit and money trees, and pine cones can be found in cedar trees. Just like the tree branches, you have to shake the tree in order to find these, although they're not as common as tree branches, but they will drop down eventually. I seem to be getting about 1 acorn for every 8 to 10 tree branches. Now these acorns and pine cones are in fact a seasonal crafting material, so act just like the young spring bamboo and the cherry blossom we've seen in the past and can only be found for a limited time. The good news is that both the acorns and pine cones will be around for the entire autumn season though, and will continue to spawn in trees until December the 10th, so that's plenty of time to collect as many as you want. Of course it goes without saying, but the more trees you have, the more acorns and pine cones you'll be able to find. I don't think there's a daily limit, at least there hasn't been for previous seasonal materials. With that said, if like me you're in the middle of completely re-terraforming your island, or you've fully developed it and you don't have many trees left, you can still head on island tours from Dodo Airlines and collect these crafting materials from trees found there, assuming you don't land on the bamboo island for example. Anyway, as you now know, both the acorns and the pine cones are a crafting material and can be used to craft limited time tree bounty furniture items. However, before we can craft these items, we have to find their DIY recipes. Fortunately, much like other recipes, they're pretty easy to find. Throughout the autumn season and into the winter, running from September the 1st through to December the 10th in the Northern Hemisphere, tree bounty DIY recipes are primarily found inside the balloon presents that float in our skies across our islands. So as you know, if you see a balloon in the sky, simply grab your slingshot and shoot it down. Now apparently there's a 15% chance that the balloon will contain a recipe, although we don't know the exact drop rate, so just shoot down any that you see. Anyway, it's also possible to find the tree bounty DIY recipes inside the message bottles that wash up on beaches, so be sure to collect those every day too. Every day each player is guaranteed to find at least one, with even more spawning on island tours. Now finding DIY recipes like this usually ends up with getting duplicate recipes, so a good tip is to save any that you find for friends or to trade with others who may have a duplicate that you're looking for. To keep track of the recipes you've found so far, simply check the seasonal recipes tab in the DIY recipes app on the Nook phone, as it lists there any recipes you already know. Now moving on, we're going to take a look at pretty much all of the tree bounty items available over the next couple of months, so may be a bit spoilery for some players, so just bear that in mind. So some of the tree bounty items we can craft include the acorn pochette, the leaf campfire, the pile of leaves and yellow leaf pile, the pine bonsai, which is already a favourite of mine, the traditional balancing toy, the tree's bounty big tree and little tree, the tree's bounty lamp and mobile, and finally the tree's bounty arch, which I think is probably a favourite amongst the community. So yeah, that's pretty much all of the seasonal furniture items that can be crafted with both acorns and pine cones. It's worth mentioning that Isabel gifts you your first tree's bounty DIY recipe for the little tree during a morning announcement, so you've probably already received this today. However, if for some reason you haven't, don't worry, it can be found like any other DIY recipe, but there's also a good chance Isabel will simply gift it to you on a day where there's no other news. Furthermore, 2 of these items, including the tree's bounty big tree and the tree's bounty arch, both require a third crafting material called maple leaves. Maple leaves are another seasonal crafting material that won't become available until halfway through November, but you'll still have plenty of time to find them and craft these items. Now despite acorns and pine cones being available for 3 months, I don't recommend leaving it too late to start collecting materials, as the end of autumn brings even more seasonal items in the form of mushroom furniture that will see us foraging for mushrooms as well, so be sure to collect as many acorns and pine cones as you can before you have to worry about maple leaves and mushrooms in November. So yeah, that's pretty much everything you need to know about the tree's bounty recipes and their crafting materials. For those of you in the Southern Hemisphere who happen to be watching, you now have young spring bamboo spawning, which can be used to craft limited time spring bamboo items. We've already covered this in a previous video, so I'll leave the links below if you're interested. Anyway, what do you think about these new autumn crafting materials and the tree bounties furniture items? Do you like the look of them, or aren't you bothered about collecting them? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Anyway, for now, that pretty much wraps up this video. If you're an Animal Crossing fan, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on any New Horizons news. Until then, I'd like to give a special thank you to this channel's Patreon supporters, as well as this channel's members. You guys absolutely rock and truly help me upload as regularly as I do. I literally couldn't do it without your help. Don't forget to head over to our Discord server too. I'm sure there'll be lots of trading over there soon. And of course, if you made it to the end of the video, please comment Arch. Just let me know you did, that would be super awesome, and please be sure to include which tree bounty item is your favourite. I'd love to know. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video and found it entertaining. Please be sure to leave a like if you did. Thanks for watching, I hope you have an amazing day, stay safe, and I'll see you in my next video. Peace.